Starbane's Audio.
Coming to you live from our houses in Los Angeles, California, it's Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, your comedy field guide to life. Tonight, you like me. You really, really like me. I mean, don't you? Tonight, our guest, Dr. Mark Leary, explains why we seek approval so avidly and why rejection stings so much. What causes some people to have higher self-esteem than others? Well, he invented the Sociometer theory to explain that phenomenon. I think you like me. You can go on Twitter and let me know, at Adam Felber. I mean, I'm here every week. Plus, Tony Anita Ho has more of your show descriptions. I'm sure you like me, don't you? I mean, my chicken parm will make you cry. I'm Adam Felber, the man who tries to keep this show's conversational self-esteem at an acceptable level on the Rosenberg self-esteem scale by ensuring we stay on topic. And now, please welcome the woman who scatters irrelevancy to the 16 corners of the Myers-Briggs personality test, Paula Poundstone.
Hey, Adam. And thanks to tonight's house band, Mark DiFlorio on the drums. He was born and raised in Philadelphia, but now lives in Florence, Italy. Thank you, Mark, so much for joining us.
Thanks, Mark.
Adam, can you hear those ducks?
I hear quacking, Paula, so I can assume that those are ducks.
They are ducks. I got up this morning, and the pod puppy, the once pod puppy, who's now a giant dog, has become the prank puppy. She put all these ducks in my room, and it is an absolute mess in here. And
well, it's really loud, Paula. It's a lot of loud quacking. I would ask you, how do you know the pod puppy did this?
It's just, I'm isolated. There's no one else who could have. She's just been doing stuff lately. You know, she put all these ducks. Enough ducks. Oh my God. Oh, so it's weird. I don't, and they're all over everything. You know, they look so great when you're feeding them bread. And I got no fucking bread anymore. They've raided the pantry. I came in earlier today, and there were just ducks all over. Stop it. And they bite. They actually do bite. It looks so cute at first, and then
yeah.
One of them
they
left.
don't have teeth, but they definitely bite. I mean, their beaks can be pretty sharp, too.
They just left a big fucking beak bite right there on the fatty part of my shin.
Wow.
And I don't think you're supposed to have
deal with, Paula.
a fatty part. So, other than ducks, I'll tell you what I've been doing this week.
Okay.
I've been, I have started a movement to weaponize the lyrics to the song Candyman.
Weaponize?
Yeah.
The classic Candyman from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The hit version, I think, was by Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
How are you going to weaponize those lyrics?
So all right, I'll show you. So say something insulting to me. Go ahead.
Paula, you sound like a duck.
Dip it in some dew, Adam.
Oh.
So you see what I just...
Wow.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
The ducks kind of responded to that.
Yeah, they like that.
Did you hear them get louder right then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try another. Do you have more?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, Paula, did you get dressed in the dark?
Covered in chocolate and a miracle or two, Adam. Hey, the ducks kind of like this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that one was quite as strong as the last one, but your aquatic
The
friends
ducks
seem to
loved
feel
it.
differently. Yeah.
Who can take a sunrise? Hey, did you hear him?
I did. But I don't think the Who Can Take a Sunrise is that strong a comeback, to be honest with you.
It doesn't matter. The ducks loved it. Thank you,
Well, the ducks love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That, you know what? I at first I thought Mo was trying to mess with me, but now I realize she's found, I've been isolated and I'm a comic, and it's hard to make jokes and have nobody here to laugh. But boy, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, did you hear that? They love that. This is great.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of pandering, isn't it?
Doesn't matter to me. I don't mind.
You're pandering to your duck audience if you're telling duck jokes. It's a little beneath you, Paula.
Oh, I don't think it is. I think, I want to be liked. What can I say? By any species.
Well, no. We all do, and that's one of the reasons why we have this guest on the show this week.
Yeah, so you know what? I always feel accepted when people respond to my vocabulary song. So I have a word, Adam.
You do?
I do. They love my glockenspiel. Oh,
They like your Glock playing.
I didn't
Wow,
think I
you really have
appreciated
found
the
your
Dutch.
audience.
Yeah. So here's this week's word, Adam. It's quotidian. It's an adjective that means happening every day, daily. The second use is ordinary. I'll use it in a sentence. Corrupt and undemocratic acts from Trump have become quotidian throughout his presidency. I love this word, and I hope to make it mine. So you know what I'm going to do, Adam? I'm going to put it in.
Can I guess? Are you going to put it in your vocabulary song, Paula?
I am! Oh, the ducks loved that, Adam. They loved it when you guessed. All right, here we go. Here's the, this week's word is quotidian. It's an adjective that means happening every day, daily, or ordinary, like a Mainer eating a blueberry. Last week's word was gaucherie. It's a noun that means awkward or unsophisticated ways. I haven't used a napkin in days. The week before that, we had disputatious. It's an adjective that means fond of or causing heated arguments. Fuck you, I don't want your 2 cents. Going back before that, we had inveigle. It's a verb that means persuade someone to do something by deception or flattery. I love you, Mom. Will you buy me a new battery? Thank you, ducks. And not long ago, we had revivify. It's a verb that means give new life or strength to someone or something. It happens when you eat a ring ding. Let's never forget gallimaufry, which I pronounced wrong until nobody James Hyder corrected me. It's a noun that means confused jumbler medley of things. Hodgepodge, who's podge, hodgepodge. Adam doesn't think my song is replicable, but I do. The ducks fucking love my vocabulary song.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much. Adam, answer the phone.
Wait, really? Okay, I had other things to do, but I will...
No, answer the phone.
I'd really rather not, Paula. I want to get to saying hi to
By
Tony
the way,
and
while
Bonnie.
the phone is ringing, I want to remind the listeners that we do still have the 100th caller contest going. The person who makes the 100th call can receive any item they want from Roger Federer's appliance store and the chance to hang out with Adam after the game. Adam, answer the phone.
Oh, Jesus. Hello?
Hey, Adam, it's me, Mike Boom Bonifant. Am I the 100th caller?
No, Mike, you're not the 100th caller, although, thank the Lord, it is coming to an end soon. You're caller number 85.
Oh, man, fuck, I was so close. I was only like 20 away. Adam.
It's 15, actually.
Did you hear that word, quotidian? Did you hear that?
Yes, I did, Mike.
Yeah, quotidian. Get it? Titty? Did you hear that?
What? No.
Titty was
No.
in that word, Adam.
Well, actually, it's a TID, I think.
Doesn't matter, Adam. Then finally, Poundstone said something funny. That's a great fucking word. That's a great word. All right, I'll call back.
What? That was it, Mike?
I gotta go, Adam. I gotta go.
You called to say you heard Paula say titty?
Yeah, that's so fucking funny. Oh, my God. Yeah, finally that bitch said something funny. Man.
Hey, Mike, we don't talk like that, remember?
Yeah, but we do, Adam. Hey, the ducks love that.
Yeah.
Hey, the ducks love it when I call Paula Poundstone a bitch. All right, Adam. Quotidian,
Jesus.
man. Quotidian. Get it?
No, I don't.
All right, just good talking to you, man. Can't wait to hang out with you after the show.
It won't happen. Bye, Mike.
Bye, Adam. Take care, man. The ducks loved him. The ducks are going nuts in here. All right, ducks, settle down.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
While you're settling your ducks, and
I don't know how to. I haven't trained these ducks. I don't know how to settle a duck down.
Tell them to settle down. We got to say hello to our cast of characters as we do every week. We're going to go around the horn and see.
I want to say one thing to Mike Boom Boom Bonifit.
What's
wrap
that?
it in a sigh, Mike.
What?
Wrap it in a sigh. See, that's from Candyman, Adam.
Oh, wow! You told him, Paula.
Yeah.
Well, the ducks liked it anyway.
The ducks went nuts. Wrap it in a sigh, ducks.
Yeah, well,
all right, so let's.
You found your audience.
Yeah, I think I did.
I want to go around the horn and say hello to the other people here, Paula, because there are other people here. One of those, of course, is your manager, my friend, producer of this show, Captain Crinkle, Bonnie Burns. How the heck are you?
Hi, Adam. Hi, Paula. I'm good.
Hey, Bonnie Burns.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, hear your voices. Well, here's what I've discovered. I have gray hair.
Well, Bonnie, you've had gray hair since I've known you.
Yeah, but now it's like really visible. Like past you put the baseball cap on so people can't really see you have gray hair. Now it's like past where the baseball cap would cover.
Wait,
Wow.
Bonnie, are you saying that you were coloring your hair before the lockdown?
Oh, really, Adam?
Just asking.
Yeah, that would be true. It's really like, I look in the mirror and I'm just like, okay, you know how like you do that thing where you go, like say maybe you've gained a lot of weight or something, you walk by a mirror and you look in the other direction? That's the point I'm at now with the
hair
thing. Yeah, no.
Bonnie, let me help you out. When Adam said, "So you mean you dyed your hair?"
Yeah.
Try this. Try saying to Adam, because he mixes it with love. Say
I like it. You know, I'm not sure that positivity is capable of coming out of my mouth. But I'll try it.
Well, no. See,
Adam.
Paula means it as a weapon.
I've
Yeah, she's
weaponized the
weaponizing.
word, so it's attitude.
Okay.
You have to say it with the right attitude. So say, because he mixes it with love. But, with daggers.
Okay, Adam, give it to me again.
Bonnie, are you saying that you've colored your hair before this lockdown?
Because he mixes it with love and makes the world go round.
No. That's not the right...
Wrong attitude and wrong lyrics, Bonnie.
Really?
You don't do it singing.
And he doesn't
do
make
it-
the world go round. He makes the world taste good.
Oh.
God
Okay,
damn it,
do it
Bonnie.
once more. I got it.
Okay.
So, Bonnie, were you coloring your hair before the lockdown?
What was the phrase?
Here, Bonnie, I'm gonna rephrase it so it works a little better. Here we go. Ready?
I got it. Okay.
No. All right. I'm gonna totally rephrase it, and we'll be ready for it this time. Here we go. Hey, in Studio City, Tony and Anita Hull, how you doing?
That wasn't fair. Give me one more crack at it.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, Bonnie, are you saying you colored your hair before the lockdown?
Because he mixes it with love.
God damn it, Bonnie.
Okay.
Okay, you know what though? This is really making me appreciate something that Bonnie did once. Given the difficulty she's had weaponizing the phrase because he mixes it with love,
Yes.
how the
Yes.
fuck she got the Butterfinger song up on iTunes is a goddamn miracle.
Yeah. Tony and Anita Hall, don't think that you've escaped unscathed. You got to tell us what's up.
So we had an earthquake last week. A shelving unit fell out of my wall, broke two bobbleheads, and those bobbleheads made the news.
What?
What?
No.
Yeah, the local news station here in LA showed the pictures of the bobbleheads with their broken heads and gave me photo cred.
How did they know about it, Tony? Did you call the police? Did you call the news when your bobbleheads broke? Because alarmist might be a good vocabulary word.
No, I have a friend who works at CBS, and they were looking for news stories related to the earthquake. And the bobbleheads were newsworthy, I guess.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Tony, what were they bobbleheads of?
One was John Hamm, and the other was the Pope.
There's
that's
got to
what
be a
did
joke
it.
about that
It
somewhere,
wasn't
yeah.
the John Hamm one. It was the Pope one. That's the one that they came with the news cameras for.
Exactly.
So what? So Tony explained. So the news cameras came in, and you were like the bobbleheads are over there. The bobbleheads are over there, and then they went over and they filmed your damaged bobbleheads.
No, I only wish that happened. No, I just took pictures and sent them into the news. And the news story's very funny because they're very serious about the bobbleheads. I'll post
Well,
it
it's the
on the
Pope.
Facebook page. Yeah, it was very serious news.
Well, let me ask you this: have you heard from FEMA yet?
Yeah, you're probably going to get some kind of compensation.
You two
Hold on.
soak it in the sun. Soak it in the sun.
Oh my God, the ducks loved that.
Yeah, the ducks
Bonnie,
were very amused by that.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
did you hear how Tony weaponized the Candyman lyric?
No.
Wow. Bonnie, were you listening at all, or were you doing something else?
No, I was listening, but I wrote down notes for the show tonight while I was
did.
listening.
What did you write down?
I never got a chance to put it down, and now I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I
for
know.
heaven's sake.
I know what it was. It was to see if we could get a clip of the report they made on the news, and we could play it on another show.
Oh. You know,
Oh.
if the news is actually covering Tony's bobblehead dolls breaking, then this whole show is a fucking documentary. My house is gonna be crawling with news cameras when they find out about these ducks. Quiet down, you ducks, and stop. Get your beak off me. When they find out about these ducks.
Was
is
one
it?
of those ducks getting fresh?
I don't shave my legs anymore, and this one duck, it keeps taking its beak and pulling at my leg hairs, which,
They don't have a lot of sense of personal space, ducks.
no, they don't seem to. Plus, Mo really packed them in here. But you know what? Animal Planet's gonna be here. CBS is gonna be. I mean, this is big LA news. If breaking your bobblehead dolls during the earthquake, and we don't even really know that those broke during wasn't the earthquake like a 2-point something?
No, it was like a 4-point something. And Paula, you're sounding a little bit jealous. Like Tony made the news with her bobbleheads, and now you've got to compete with ducks, and I think that's a little sad.
No, I no, the ducks were here before the bobblehead story. And by the way, Adam, dip it in some dew.
Oh! Wow. Wow, I have to say, dip it in some dew turns out to be the best of the weaponized phrases from the Candyman.
Oh, really? Who can take a rainbow?
Yeah, not as good. Coming up, Somerset Maugham wrote, "Man's desire for the approval of his fellows is so strong, his dread of their censure so violent, that he himself has brought his enemy conscience within his gates, and it keeps watch over him, vigilant always in the interests of its master to crush any half-formed desire to break away from the herd." Yipe. Dr. Mark Leary is here to explain why we seek approval and why our feelings can get hurt. Can you break away from the herd? That's coming up on When We Return to Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? For me, it's my
A
compulsion
global
every
pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's my compulsion every full moon to howl and roam the countryside in search of human flesh.
Yeah.
BetterHelp, by the way.
Trump's in office. That's another one. Trump. Pence, McConnell, Graham.
Assuming it's something more curable, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online.
There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas, which I think that's great. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can, wait a minute. I could get like a German therapist? I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. The service is available for clients worldwide. And who is your president? Trump is your president. Oh, I see. You can log in to your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule a weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. This is my favorite part, as with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors should you ever need to. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Here's one that really struck me. BetterHelp user AR wrote, "After counseling with Jose Montoya for 3 weeks on issues concerning stress, anxiety, LGBT relationship issues, intimacy-related issues, sleeping disorders, self-esteem, career difficulties, and coaching."
You know what, Jose?
That's not a complete review.
No. You know
Poor
what, Jose?
AR gave up in the middle of his review.
Do you know what Jose Montoya said to AR when they first met? He said...
Yeah.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
That's right. And then he said, "I understand that you have a problem finishing what you start." And AR said, "No, from now on, I'm going to finish everything I start, including reviews." And then I guess he didn't live up to that.
Well, try Christine's.
Okay. Visit their website and read testimonials that are posted daily. Here's one that really struck me because it was very complete. This review reads, "Christine is extremely helpful, respectful, and professional. Her compassionate insight has amazed me. And even though we have only seen each other for several sessions, I can already easily say she is the best, most attentive therapist I've ever had, which is why I have to kill her."
You know, I don't know how she's measuring.
I added that last part in. I'm sorry.
I thought maybe. Visit betterhelp.com/Paula. That's better, H-E-L-P. And join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Special offer for Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone.
They haven't called me.
Yeah, they're not going to call you. You're the last person.
I mean, if they're recruiting, I'm a good person to talk to. I really am.
I don't think you're a helpful counselor. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Special offer for Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Paula. Again, you know what? If you're going to give it a try anyways, use our code and we get some support. On this day in unremarkable history, Teddy Roosevelt said, "There's sticky stuff on the back of my pants. I must have sat in something."
Thank you, house band Mark DiFlorio. That sounded fantastic.
Thanks, Mark. Adam,
Yeah.
I kind of like these ducks. They're really giving me a sense of approval. How weird is that?
Very.
Why do I respond to the approval of ducks?
Well, I think it might have something to do with needing the approval of people in general, right? And the ducks are
Yeah,
just
but
a
they're not
substitute.
people. They're ducks.
Well, these are isolated times, Paula. You're all alone in that house with nothing but a couple of dogs and 13 cats. You know, maybe the pets are a surrogate for people's approval right now.
Might be. Again, I just want to thank my dog Mo, who I thought was being mean to me, but it turns out nothing but kindness to bring me these ducks.
Well, I don't think Mo had any way of foreseeing that those ducks would like you. But speaking of liking people and needing support, we have someone on the phone who can walk us through why approval is so important to human beings and why our feelings are hurt so easily. Dr. Mark Leary is well known for developing the Sociometer theory, an interpersonal explanation for variations in self-esteem within individuals. He is the author of 14 books and is the Garanzik Professor of Psychology and Neuroscience at Duke University. Please welcome Dr. Mark Leary.
Thank you so much for being here, Mark.
I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, so let's start with the basics. Is there an evolutionary benefit for wanting approval?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, human beings are a pretty pathetic and vulnerable animal. We don't have sharp teeth or sharp claws. We can't run fast. We can't fly. We can't jump from one tree to the other.
You're depressing me.
Well,
You're hurting my feelings, frankly, Mark.
so we're not going to do very well out there in the wild on our own, like a lot of animals can. So we have to live in groups, supportive groups of people who accept us and provide the kind of support and nurturance and help when we need it. And so that's why we need approval, because if we get kicked out of the group, if we're not fully accepted, we're going to be out there on the plains of Africa during evolutionary history, and we're not going to make it.
Damn it.
So the evolutionary value then of having one's feelings hurt is it a corrective behavior or something?
There's a couple of things. One is it's a warning signal that when your feelings are hurt, it indicates that other people are not approving of you and are not valuing you as much as you would like them to. And then it's also a motivator. We hate having our feelings hurt. Nobody wants to have their feelings hurt. So we behave in ways that promote acceptance and belonging so we can avoid getting our feelings hurt. And so we stay in the good graces of other people.
Except
It's a little bit like physical pain.
I love physical pain.
Well, you should. I mean, because if we didn't have the capacity for physical pain, we would damage our physical body terribly and we wouldn't care. It's the same thing with social pain. If we couldn't have hurt feelings, we would behave in all kinds of awful ways and get rejected and not care. And that would be really bad for our well-being.
Yeah. Well, you should see the look on the ducks' faces right now. They...
Stunned, huh?
Yeah, this idea of being separate in any way is clearly makes no sense to ducks. So how does this happen, in a physiological way? When we get our feelings hurt, does something happen in our brain? Because, when it happens to me, I feel a physical feeling.
It hurts. That's the interesting thing about hurt feelings. And it hurts in a very poignant way that's different from how other emotions hurt. Now, obviously, when we experience any emotion, there's something going on in the brain. And the two regions, I'm not a neuroscientist, so I don't study the brain itself. I study social behavior and emotion more as they play out in everyday life. But the two parts of the brain that are most active when people are being rejected is something called the Anterior Cingulate Cortex, which processes pain signals, particularly emotional reactions to pain. Because when we feel pain, it's not just like a sharp stabbing injury to our foot. We also have this gnawing, awful, distressed feeling. And when our feelings are hurt, that part of the brain that gives us this gnawing, make this pain go away feeling is activated. The other part is a part of the brain that's involved in social bonding, interestingly. That activates when people feel accepted, when animals are being taken care of by other animals, and it reacts to a threat of rejection or exclusion by other animals. So you've got part of the brain that's dealing with pain and part of the brain that's dealing with social connections and social bonding. And those are the two things that are usually going on when we feel hurt feelings.
So, Mark, are you immune to that because you know about it?
No, not any more than I'm immune to eating too much, even though I know that in a modern society, we eat more than evolution prepared us to. No. And you wouldn't want to be immune. People don't like to have their feelings hurt, but thank goodness that you have them hurt. You would really behave in ways that ruined your life if you weren't concerned about rejection and disapproval and having your feelings hurt. Now, some people are hurt more than they should be, maybe, but it's essential.
Yeah.
Why are there so many different feelings involved in this? I mean, like when I eat a piece of pizza, it's a pretty uncomplicated good feeling. But when people get their feelings hurt, there's anger, there's sadness, there's anxiety. It's a gallimaufry of feelings. And so what goes into that? Why isn't it just a simple signal from your brain to straighten up?
That's a great question. The situations in which we're rejected are really complex in the sense that there's more going on than the mere sense of disapproval or devaluation. That's what hurt is. Hurt is the rejection emotion. It's the sense of not feeling like other people value their relationship with you as much as you would like. But on top of that, rejection experiences can carry other things. So for example, sadness. People often are sad when their feelings are hurt. Well, sadness is a reaction to loss of some kind, whether it's a loss of a person or a loss of a relationship or a loss of an important object. So if your feelings are hurt by a rejection in which you have now lost a relationship or lost a potential relationship, you'll not only feel hurt, but you'll feel sad. Anger is a response to unjustified, when somebody is a barrier to a goal that you have and you feel like it's unjustified, that's what makes you angry. You're standing in my way. So if the rejection is somehow interfering with some goal that you have and you think it's unjustified, you're likely to be angry. Anxiety is a reaction to threats to your well-being. So if the rejection carries with it some threat to your well-being, so your partner's leaving you and they're taking all of the possessions and all of the money and you're going to be stuck out on the street, you'll probably also be anxious. So hurt is the central rejection emotion. But there can be other things happening associated with that social devaluation that can trigger these other emotions.
So if when Adam went to eat his pizza, if the pizza said to him, I'm not going to be eaten by you, then away would go the good feelings.
Yes, and his feelings would be hurt. And if he wasn't allowed to eat the pizza, that would be a loss. And so he'd probably feel kind of sad.
Well, that's why I've always been against talking food. I've always said it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Actually, companies thought of this years ago, but talking refrigerators could actually probably help with the obesity epidemic, because all they have to do is hurt your feelings and you don't want to go back to the refrigerator,
then you go kill yourself and lose weight.
No, you don't have to kill yourself. No, that wouldn't be a solution. But if it said oh, back again, then I think you wouldn't, be... never mind, I'll wait. Either that or you just wouldn't eat cold foods anymore.
Yeah, I'd open the pantry. So
how does your... Yeah, go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
No, you were going to ask the same question, Paula. We both have the same curiosity
I don't want to hurt your feelings. By the way, Mark, where does that come from? Where does, sometimes there's things I feel like I should say something to somebody about something. Maybe it would even help them in some ways, but I'm so worried about hurting their feelings.
All right, Paula, just fucking say it. What do you want to say to me? What do you want to say to me? Cover the duck's ears if you need to.
So Mark, what is that? What is that thing that's sort of the opposite of, getting your own feelings hurt, wanting to protect hurting someone else's feelings? Is that also just so that you fit in?
I think so, because we know, and the research shows that when somebody hurts your feelings, it weakens your relationship with that person, at least temporarily, if not permanently. Even if they're a good friend, when they say that thing that just, oh my God, how did they say that to me? And it hurts so much, you don't trust them as much. You're a little bit afraid of maybe they're going to do it again. So people kind of know that if I hurt your feelings, then it weakens my connection to you, even if my intentions are good. And I think we're afraid of that. We don't want to be devalued ourselves by being the kind of friend who says things that hurts our friend's feelings. And that's why we often try to reassure people. We say, to our partner, honey, you know how much I love you. I would never want to hurt you, but, and then you deliver the criticism.
And that's always the worst.
Yes.
That preamble. That preamble, man, get barricade yourself in. Get the couch cushions, put them up, because something awful is coming.
It is.
It's as bad as maybe you should sit down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even I remember years ago, whenever anybody would say to me, "Could I talk to you?" Like, if they were going to say something good, they would just blurt it out. But could I
Absolutely right.
talk to you always means like, uh-oh. That it literally, like, even saying it now to you in this conversation, I can feel like part of my gizzards sinking in my body in that way that happens. Wait, I was just going to ask you. So, you mentioned studies. You mentioned studying this. How do you study? Do you have like a laboratory where somebody just shouts mean things at people? Or how do you study hurt feelings?
Well, almost. That's the kind of lab that I actually conducted a lot of this work in. Now, sometimes we don't do that. Well, sometimes we just ask people to describe incidents in which their feelings were hurt, and they answer a lot of questions about that incident, and we get measures of their personality and try to understand, what's going on. But a lot of our research is done in a controlled laboratory setting where we bring participants in and do something that hurts their feelings so we can study it. So, for example, one of the designs we use is a little bit like Survivor, where you get 5 strangers together and they get to know each other a little bit, and then they have to vote who they want to work with on an upcoming task. And so some people get feedback that, hey, everybody wants to work with you. And other people get feedback, sorry, but nobody really wants you to be in the group. You're going to have to work with it.
Yeah, really.
We designed a study that uses how kids are picked for teams on the playground. So we did a study in which people came in and we had 2 team captains who were picking teams, and the participants got feedback that they were the first person picked by a captain or they were the last person picked. And it hurt their feelings, even though it's a meaningless situation here. They don't know who these people are. They don't even know what they're going to be working on. They're never going to see them again, but it still hurts their feelings. So that's a perfect example.
Wow.
Mark, let's segue to your technology. How does your sociometer theory work?
Well, the idea is that anytime something is fundamentally important to human beings in general, there's going to be a mechanism that monitors what's going on. So the sociometer monitors the degree to which we're being valued by other people, the degree to which we're being accepted and we belong. And when we detect, even with little cues, it's like we have antennas, all of us, that are reading the environment for cues that we may not be fully valued by other people. Now, sometimes they're explicit about it, but a lot of times we just got that little glance or that little look of disinterest. So there's a psychological mechanism that monitors our social environment. And when it picks up cues, it induces some kind of an emotion to get our attention. It could be hurt feelings if it's a real strong cue, but it might just be social anxiety. I'm a little nervous now about how I'm coming across to other people, and it doesn't seem to be going well. It induces an emotion. It kind of stops us from focusing on what we're doing in order to analyze the situation, and it motivates us to take corrective action if we think it's needed. Now, sometimes we override it. Sometimes we look at it and we say, well, yeah, but I don't care what this person thinks. So the sociometer is a psychological mechanism that monitors and responds to cues involving social acceptance and rejection.
Well, you know what's funny, though? The minute you started describing that, I realized, okay, I don't know if you know this, Mark, but I used to be a stand-up comic, and I worked in theaters where lots of people gathered. Thank you, ducks. Now I just have ducks in my bedroom. It's the best I can do. I would be in front of a crowd sometimes, and, I sort of look out across the crowd, and obviously, playing very much to that sound, right? The sound of group laughter. And it does so many things in my brain. It sets a rhythm. But then the other thing is I would look out, and sometimes I would see, usually it was men, with their arms crossed, and they didn't appear to be laughing. And maybe it's the arms crossed that attracted my attention. I don't know. And what would happen is I could have a whole room full of people, the majority of which seemed to be laughing, but I could not take my attention off that person who had their arms crossed and didn't appear to be laughing. So you're getting all this satisfaction from these other respondents, but the person who's not responding the way I want, and oftentimes, though, this is the thing, I would start talking to them. I go, sir, and usually my guess would be that him and his wife maybe made a deal that if they came out to this show, She said, well, if you'll come to Paula Poundstone with me, I'll watch football with you on Sunday. So I would always ask, like, this wasn't your idea, right, sir? Oftentimes, once I got talking to the person, it turns out that I totally misread the situation.
Yep.
Now, Mark, I don't want your feelings to get hurt if you don't see a question in all that.
Well, it's
Because to my mind, there wasn't one.
No, but I guess I'm asking you, so this response that we have, that we're talking about, is not necessarily accurate.
That's right. In fact, a lot of people have talked about the fact that we give what's called a worst case reading to social situations. We tend to interpret them more negatively and as being more rejecting than they really are. So we focus on the people who are not responding the way we want. And the idea is that it's better to err in the direction of being a little bit oversensitive to other people's feedback. That's better than missing cues that maybe you're totally offending people and they're about ready to call the police on you. So you want to make sure that you don't miss any evidence that there's people who are going to be aggressive or rejecting or disapproving of you.
And what about the hypersensitive people, the people who always assume that you're saying something mean about them?
A lot of those people are low in self-esteem, because self-esteem, one of the best, highest correlates of self-esteem is the degree to which you think that you are a generally acceptable person that other people value. That's fundamentally.
Where does that come from? I mean, nature versus nurture and all. Where does self-esteem come from?
Most of it comes from your history of acceptance and rejection. It's tied into the sociometer, really. What has your history been? And if you grew up, let's say, in an abusive family or who didn't give you support and told you you were worthless, you're going to end up with a sociometer that says, I'm not an acceptable person. So then I'm really, really sensitive to every little slight, and I never interpret feedback positively. Mm-hmm. So most of it has to do with, particularly during the first, 15 or 20 years of life, what was your social history? How much acceptance did you get?
Huh. Interesting. Well, Bob Marley said, truth is everybody is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. Stay tuned to find out more cheerful advice about pain and suffering. The cat of the week is Shishi from Bozeman, Montana. As summer turns to fall, Rothy's is here to make your day with comfortable, washable, and sustainable products. Have you heard about this company making stylish, sustainable shoes and bags made for life on the go? They're carefully crafted with eco-friendly materials like repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic.
Rothy's shoes are incredibly comfortable with zero break-in period thanks to their seamlessly knit design. With many chic styles to choose from. By the way, I have a pair and they are really, really comfortable. I don't really pair myself with chic, but I guess I am now. With many chic styles to choose from, Rothy's shoes are the perfect pair for any adventure. It's no surprise that Rothy's best-selling shoe, the Point in Black, has over 3,000 near-perfect reviews.
And their newest shoe, the new Rothy's edition, is their first adjustable sneaker. The lace-up is out of this world comfortable, as with all their shoes, and it's knit from thread made from repurposed plastic water bottles. And look, if somebody has found out how to make something comfortable and wearable out of that god-awful floating plastic Texas in the Pacific Ocean, I'm all for it.
Me too. But you know what? Let's go back to these over 3,000 near-perfect reviews. I want to know what wasn't perfect. Somebody probably said they're not that chic. That's what I think. It was probably like, what do you mean chic?
Totally possible.
I don't think it's that they're comfortable, but I'm not buying the chic thing. They got like one of those out of 3,000. I wouldn't worry about it, Rothy's.
No, I wouldn't either. And it could be a spelling or punctuation problem that makes the review near perfect.
Oh yeah. So someone, instead of writing chic, wrote the really chick.
That's exactly right, with a K at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? You choose them online. They show you the colors, the different styles, and there's lots of different patterns that you can get. Like there's plaids and flowers and stuff like that. But Mine are just kind of a rust color, which I don't have any other shoes that are that color, which is why I chose them that way. And I got to say, just like they say, they were comfortable right off the bat. I put them on. There was no break-in.
My wife Jeannie felt the same way about hers, which is in a very chic-looking light blue with sort of red undertones. It's kind of a cool weave. Plus, Rothy's always comes with free shipping and free returns. They have kept 50 million single-use plastic bottles out of landfills and transformed them into their signature thread, which is then knit into beautiful, sustainable products.
You know what I would like? Like if I ever have to have a surgery with stitches, I would like Rothy's beautiful, sustainable thread to be. I should have used it when I cut myself in half. Another major bonus, Rothy's are fully machine washable. Now, you have to repair your washing machine after you do this, but they are fully machine washable. No, I'm kidding.
Rothy's owns and operates their manufacturing workshop where they do not fix washing machines, but they prioritize sustainability every step of the way.
Yeah, no, I have my washing machine repaired at Rothy's. We fix it.
Yeah.
Check out all the amazing shoes and bags available right now at rothys.com/nobody. That's rothys.com, ROTHYS.com/nobody. Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/nobody today. And you guys, if you were going to try Rothy's shoes anyways, go ahead and do it using our code, and that way there, we get a little credit.
And we are back with Dr. Mark Leary. This is fascinating stuff, Doctor.
All right. Now, Mark, you said that this has a evolutionary, purpose. Were Neanderthals emotionally sensitive?
Neanderthals get a bad rap. I mean, they're the prototype.
That is true.
Oh, damn it. I just hurt their feelings. I'm so sorry, Neanderthals.
I'm not an anthropologist or anything, but what I know about Neanderthals is they were much more like us than the stereotype. And we're realizing, and yes, so they were sensitive. We do know, for example, that Neanderthals were highly compassionate. They've found Neanderthal skeletons with serious injuries like shattered leg bones, where the person had lived for years afterwards, which shows that somebody took care of them. This is somebody who could not have fended on their own. So there's evidence that they took care of their own. They engaged in cooperative hunting. They were members of small groups. So I think Neanderthals would have had some kind of a reaction to feelings. Now, there's no way to know that for sure.
But you're saying that we Cro-Magnons should therefore feel really bad for not picking them for the squash team and whatnot.
Absolutely true. Yeah. Now, this is just a very very biased view.
I love it that they found a Neanderthal skeleton that had a broken leg, and the conclusion was that, because that's a layered story that goes on top of that.
Well, they found several, apparently. From what I know, they found several skeletons with very bad injuries that the person would have had to have been taken care of.
Maybe a lot of Neanderthals were just in trouble with the mob all the time.
That could be too,
or maybe it was from hazing. Maybe in order to join the Neanderthal group and really fit in, they go, okay, but you're going to have to break your leg. And they're, oh, shit, all right, I'll do it. Was there any evidence, and I know you just said that you're not an anthropologist, but have you read any evidence that Neanderthals played canasta one night a week?
I haven't seen that, and maybe it's a more recent article than I've read lately.
Yeah,
let's just walk this down the evolutionary ladder a little bit, away from Neanderthals and canasta. Looking at the animal kingdom, do you ever do that? How susceptible to social pressures and these kind of emotions are they? Where does it start? Is it just us humans? What's going on?
It's really clear there are an awful lot of animals, particularly once you get to mammals and particularly once you get to primates, who react very strongly to exclusion and separation in terms of the distress that you see and how they try to patch up their relationships with other members of the group. Now, whether they're working hard to be accepted or they're just behaving as they behave, we don't have any idea. But it's clear that social separation and social exclusion is really troubling for an awful lot of mammals.
Mm-hmm. I have two big dogs, and my older dog, it gets pushed around by my younger dog. And one of the things that the younger dog does is, if I go to pet the older dog, that younger dog has to jump up and come over and push the older dog out of the way and make sure that he doesn't get pet. And this might just be what that word is when you give emotions to other animals or things, which is, my older dog always looks so hurt. Like his feelings have been hurt, both by me and by the younger dog.
So Mark, is Paula's younger dog an asshole?
Well, I was just getting ready to say, here's a case where what you're seeing is sort of the equivalent of human jealousy, that you're trying to eliminate this third party's influence and break the connection between one person and another person, in this case, one person and a dog, because you think that that's going to interfere with the degree to which the person accepts you. So there are animals displaying something that's very much like we display when we're jealous and try to get that third party out of the way.
Yeah,
Paula.
I think my dogs are very human, except for they don't pay rent. So you don't really have solutions to these problems. You just understand the fact that they exist. Is that right?
Sort of. I'm not a clinical psychologist. I don't practice. I'm just a basic social psychological researcher. But I don't see most of them as problems. I mean, when you're living through hurt feelings, it seems like a problem and you want it to go away.
Yeah,
but in fact, hurt feelings is often our friend, as I've said before. We have to have these emotions that motivate us to protect our social relationships. So yeah, we do have to cope with those situations, and they hurt sometimes, and you have to figure out how do you work through them. But that's not a whole lot different than stepping on the nail and having to sort of tend to your foot for a week until it heals. It's just it's just a necessary thing if you're going to have this protective mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have to hurt someone's feelings and tell them something that's going to hurt their feelings, is there a good way to do it?
We talked a little earlier about that preamble people use. And if you can deliver it in a way where you say, but you would say something up front to assure the person that you really value your relationship with them and you think a lot of them, but you're trying to help them by providing this piece of information. It still might hurt their feelings. It really might, because I think sometimes even when it's completely valid and the person receiving the feedback says, yeah, you're absolutely right, the fact that a person is delivering it to you, sometimes you sort of feel like, if you really valued your relationship with me, you wouldn't say this thing. In the context of our research, we've collected hundreds of cases where people have described hurt feelings to us. And there was a case of a guy in high school who was a soccer player, and he had a particularly horrible match. He felt so bad about it. And his dad came up and said, let me give you a piece of advice. Why don't you quit soccer?
Wow. Oh.
And then the dad said, if you don't listen to me, I think you should quit soccer. And if you don't, remind me never to come to one of your matches again.
Oh,
wow.
So I think the dad thought he was being helpful, but he wasn't.
Did you hire that dad to help say the hurtful things in the lab?
Because he'd be good at that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, some of these things, we would laugh and cry at the same time when you actually read some of these stories where people's feelings were.
Yeah. My father said to me one time, he said, your mother and I have tried and tried with you, but you never fail to disappoint us.
Oh.
Now,
Oh.
Yeah. Now, he was upset when he said it, and I don't think it was his general tenor. That if I look back on my father, I don't go, well, that's the kind of shitty things he always said. It was a little bit out of character. It just wasn't a well-chosen.
No. You were just wishing for the day when he would say to you, Paula Poundstone, today you failed to disappoint us.
No, that part never came. Honestly, I didn't even realize, I think, until he pointed it out, that they had tried and tried. Yeah, so it was helpful. You know what I just thought of is there a biochemical relationship between embarrassment and hurt feelings?
Embarrassment is another one of those social emotions that's there to help protect our social relationships.
So why do we get a red face?
Blushing is a fascinating topic. We did research on that too about the same time, because all of these emotions, social anxiety and embarrassment and guilt and hurt feelings, are all tied into our concerns about our social connections. The red face appears to be a signal that I am really sorry for whatever I just did that embarrassed myself, because you can't fake it. I can say, well, I'm really sorry and I didn't mean to do it. But the red face is one of those cues that you just can't fake. And it's a way to show people you're being truthful, that you're sorry for whatever embarrassing thing you just did. And there's research showing that when people blush, onlookers are much more likely to forgive them, because it is a signal that, in fact, I really do feel bad about this.
What kind of research, like what kind of experiment is set up that shows that?
Oh, people watch videos of people doing embarrassing things, and the videos are manipulated so that the person seems to blush or not blush, and then you rate the person. How nice are they? Do you think they're really sorry for what they just did or said? And if they appear to blush, holding everything else equal, people are more forgiving of embarrassing events.
Boy, Mark, would this statement be true, do you think, and scientific? The brain is fucking weird.
Absolutely true.
You can use that as a book title if you want, Mark. I don't think Paula's going to use it.
That is a great title. I like it.
But Mark, how many books did you write?
Well, he said 14, but some of those are edited books where I compiled chapters written by other people. But there's 14 written or authored scholarly books in my field.
Give me a title.
Interpersonal Rejection. Social Anxiety, The Curse of the Self.
Yeah, boy, The Curse of the Self. If they make that into a movie, I should star in it.
Well, thanks to Dr. Leary, we've learned a lot about the desire for acceptance and the pain of rejection. And now we're going to take that information and run it through the old Poundstonator. Paula?
Hey, Mark, if I can get a little background music, I'll tell you what I figured out from this. Ah, perfect. Well, I was right about one thing. I've always said we are really just big bags of chemicals making our way through the world. Hurt feelings are a chemical reaction in your brain which evolved as a survival technique to keep us under the protection of the group. That's it? How come our huge forehead evolved away? Our kids don't even all grow wisdom teeth anymore because of evolution. But a stranger on Twitter saying they don't think French Trump is funny can still be a gut punch to me. When having dinner with my daughter at a restaurant in Santa Monica once, I came out of the restroom with a piece of toilet paper trailing from the back of my pants to the floor. It was so embarrassing, it actually gives me physical pain to remember it. Should that have threatened my survival by ostracizing me from the pack? If we are part of a group that won't wear masks or consider the lessons of science, doesn't that threaten our survival more than fitting into that same group? Evolution, brains, I really like you. I don't want to hurt your feelings, so don't take this the wrong way. But your pants don't go with your shirt, and your hair looks like shit.
Well, among your many books, Mark, you left out 2019's Self-Presentation, Impression Management, and Interpersonal Behavior by Dr. Mark Leary. And I would just want to say thank you so much for coming down to our show here.
It's been fun. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Stay safe there in North Carolina.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Mark, that was a great time. Goodbye.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
He was a great guest.
He was a great guest.
Yeah.
I miss him already.
Yeah, I do too. You know what's funny is that because of the
I'm still on here. Do you want me to leave?
You can hang if you need.
Is anybody embarrassed besides me?
I want to know,
That
what
should
do you
feel pretty
say?
good, actually.
I want to know, what do you say when somebody hurts your feelings? What do you say?
What do I say?
Yeah.
Usually nothing. You just kind of suck it up and
Move on.
we asked people in one study, did you tell the person who hurt your feelings? And a lot of people do. They express it in one way or another. There's one exception. Men don't tell other men that they hurt their feelings.
Yeah. You know why, Mark?
Well, because it's not a manly thing to
No,
do.
because men are idiots, and I hope that didn't hurt your feelings.
That'll be the next book after.
I told a total stranger at the dog park a few weeks ago that she spoke to me in a way that hurt my feelings, and I think I thought when I said it that somehow I would, feel better, and no, I only felt embarrassed. It was just a spiral.
And you think it's going to be corrective, and it just wasn't corrective.
No, it really wasn't. And I wasn't going to be in relationship with that person, so there was really no reason for me to care one way or the other about what they said, but I cannot get it out of my head.
But there's an evolved reason for that, because back in the day, everybody that you lived with in your clan, you cared about what they thought, and you didn't run into zillions of strangers every day like we do today. So everybody mattered.
Yeah. Plus, she had a golden doodle.
Come on, poodle mixes are great.
She seemed
That
to
hurts
feel
my
that
feelings.
the fact that she had a golden doodle allowed her to do anything she wanted.
Well, I think it does.
That troubled me. It's a golden doodle, she said.
Bye, everybody. I'll click away now.
Bye, Mark.
You're taking up enough of your time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Coming up, nobody's tried to describe our show. Tony Anita Hull has listener show descriptions. Apparently, I keep the peas passing in the clockwise direction. Whatever that means, that's coming up after this.
We all want to do the right thing to keep our bodies healthy in the long run, but even if we try really hard to eat kale salads and drink greens smoothies, we're still most likely not getting all the essential nutrients we need on a daily basis. Enter Ritual, the obsessively researched vitamin for women. Ritual's essentials have the nutrients most of us don't get enough of from food, all in their clean, absorbable forms. No shady additives or ingredients that can do more harm to your body than good. 2 easy-to-take capsules provide 9 nutrients you need to support a strong foundation for your health. So I started taking Ritual vitamins, and I like the ritual of taking Ritual. I can't isolate the variables and return to my former life to tell you exactly where the power of the Ritual vitamin kicked in, but I can tell you that I feel good.
Yeah, and I can report that although it's for women,
Wait a
the woman
minute.
in this household.
You were taking Rituals for women?
No, if you let me get to the end of my sentence, I was saying,
that's just
although
embarrassing. What are you taking women's
didn't ta-
vitamins for? Did you take
Why
them
would it be
away
embarrassing?
from? Did you take them away from a woman?
I didn't take them. I didn't take Ritual vitamins.
You
but
just
somebody
said
in
you
my
did.
house did.
You just said
No,
that you were,
no. If you roll
took-
the record back, it will say, although I didn't take Ritual vitamins, I can report that someone in my house did.
Yeah, until you took the rest.
I didn't take her vitamins. And anyway, Paula, as you know, my wife, Jeannie, teaches dance and dance exercise classes to adults and children, and during these COVID times over Zoom. So she kind of needs a lot of energy. And she reports that she felt like she was getting more energy and balance from Ritual.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, apparently
And
she
then I
had
took
the
it. Then I-
strength to push you away and recover her own
Well,
vitamins. I don't know why you would take
again,
women's vitamins. Get your own.
Didn't take women's vitamins. Anyway, Ritual Essential for Women is the multivitamin reimagined. From D3 to omega-3, Ritual's Essentials for Women helps fill gaps in a woman's diet. Their no-nausea capsule design is gentle on an empty stomach, and there's a mint tab in every bottle to keep things fresh so you don't get that fishy aftertaste common with most omega-3s.
Ritual is traceable and transparent. For obsessive label readers, all of Ritual's vegan-friendly, sugar-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, and allergen-free ingredients, they should make the vitamins free with all this free. And their sources are out there for the whole world to see.
Ritual's delivered. A subscription is easy to start, and it's easy to snooze said subscription. It's only $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs, provided that you're a woman, delivered every month, no strings attached.
Better health doesn't happen overnight, and right now, Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that help support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/Paula to start your ritual today. That's 10% off, pretty good deal, during your first 3 months at ritual.com/Paula. If you were going to do it anyways, go ahead and use our code. That way there we get a little credit.
Support for this podcast comes from Microsoft Teams. Now there are more ways to be a team with Microsoft Teams. Bring everyone together in one space with a new virtual room. Collaborate live, drawing, sharing, and building ideas with everyone on the same page. And make sure more of your team is seen and heard with up to 49 people on screen at once. Learn more about all the newest Teams features at Microsoft.com/Teams.
Hello, it is I, French President Trump, here to tell you that I have a mini podcast. I am speaking in the whisper because I don't want Ivanka to find me. She's driving me crazy. Papa, can we sue someone today? Papa, can we go to the church with another upside-down Bible? Papa, can I have more money for makeup? My skin is getting very close to the surface. Here she comes. Quick, listen. I have a mini podcast, the weekly French Trump press conference. I take questions from the press. It drops on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. East Coast time. Papa, where are you? Can we tear gas more peaceful protesters? I'm so bored, Papa.
Fun fact, the word strengths, strengths, is the longest word in the English language with only one vowel. The longest word in the English language with only one consonant is auga. Okay, now before we move forward, Paula, I'm told that your manager, our producer, Bonnie Burns, was somewhat inspired by our interview with Dr. Mark Leary and wanted to say something. Bonnie, what do you have to get off your chest here?
Well, no, I was just thinking when Dr. Leary was on, but I didn't want to interrupt your interview.
Well, that's a good instinct.
Well, okay. So I had a client, and he was in an argument with his mom, and she said, "Well, you look like Hitler."
Wait, what?
You know, that would have been a good time for him to fire back because he mixes it with love.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I should have thought of a...
Despite how much the Ducks love that does not strike me as a zinger.
Yeah. No, I had
Oh,
thought,
the
like,
Ducks love that.
That was one of the ultimate mean things I thought, somebody conjured up to say. And then here was a really hurtful thing that happened to me. So I'm at a restaurant with my parents that came, I lived in LA, they came from Seattle to visit. We're out for dinner, and my dad goes, now that you lost weight, it makes you look like you got buck teeth.
He said that to you?
He did, right across the table.
Wow.
Well, it's better than under the table. Now,
Well, that's true.
Bonnie, come under here a second. Now
Yeah,
that you... So, why were they visiting?
Well, hey, there's a good point. They'd come down to see me.
All right. I mean, these are good stories. Bonnie, it feels a little bit like the message that you took away from Dr. Mark Leary's interview is that this podcast is a good place to settle old scores.
No. But unfortunately, that just reminds me of when I went home to see them for my little brother's wedding. And my dad, I'm in the bridesmaid dress or whatever. He's like in the tuxedo. And I'm talking to him. And he goes, you've got bad breath.
Wow! That's something.
Okay, why am I an overachiever?
It sounds like your dad didn't really have a good edit lever,
No.
Yeah.
The Candy Man can.
Yeah, that's... Okay, you have to say it.
With contempt.
All right.
I have to say
No.
just right.
So he goes, no. All right. So say this was the conversation, okay? Say your dad goes, oh, you've got bad breath. You're supposed to go, sprinkle it with dew, Dad. See, you got to say it more aggressively.
You know what? I think it was worse. So I'll be my dad, you be me.
Okay.
Your breath stinks.
Well, sprinkle it with dew, Dad. See, like that. There has to be more. Yep, you weaponize.
I'd have gone with cover it in chocolate and a miracle or two, Dad.
Because he mixes it with love, Dad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you got the right. You didn't get the right.
The world tastes good because the candy man thinks it should, Dad.
I guess you're saying you wouldn't like bad breath.
No! Just enjoying Paula's riff, really.
That was what Bonnie's therapist told her was a good response. Oh, my God. You know, when I think that you went to therapy to get advice like saying, I guess you're saying you wouldn't like to have bad breath. When I think that you paid somebody like $150 an hour for that kind of advice, and I could have given you my weaponizing the Candyman idea.
It would have fixed
for
everything.
Half the price. For half the price. I would have given it to you for $75.
No doubt.
All right, ducks, back up. Ducks, back up. Oh, my God.
Sorry, Paula.
The whole weaponize the Candyman lyrics thing. The ducks are loving it.
You found your audience as far as that's concerned. Now, Paula, one of the things you've been struggling with, besides not having an audience, is that you've been struggling to describe our show in the various interviews that you do.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the way that they'll go, oh, you have a podcast? Like, what kind of podcast? And I'll go, well, it's a comedy podcast. And, my partner Adam is on every show. And,
right,
and
you could do better with that.
Yeah, we interview people and we make jokes. That's pretty
lame.
much.
That's lame.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So I've been crying out to the listeners for 110 shows now.
Yeah, and they've been so good that we've actually, if you go to paulapoundstone.com, the banner up there, the ever-changing banner up there, are some of our listeners' pithy descriptions of our podcast.
Yeah, including there's a Tom Hanks description on there.
Oh, yeah.
Not a description of Tom Hanks.
No,
but
he's easy to describe. He's America's sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. No, but a description by Tom Hanks of our podcast is up there, and so we're gonna take some of these really great show descriptions that we're getting, and we're gonna put them up on the homepage there, where it rotates in and out. You can see why I don't describe things very well. We used to pick the winning show description, and Tony and Anita Hull would send them a bar of Hotel Soap, autographed bar of Hotel Soap. But now we have these wonderful nobodies. Tony, what was their names again?
Joe and Kathy?
Joe and Kathy sent us the other day these Thomas Coin coins, which are wooden coins with an engraving on each side. One of the sides is engraved a bear to commemorate the fact that Thomas Coin was supposed to have been on maybe our third show. He was a survivalist, and we were going to interview him about what to do if you encounter a bear, and he never showed up. And so we've been looking for him ever since. And so what we've been having people do is when they go someplace where they don't find him, we have them put on an interactive map on our Facebook page, where it was they didn't find him, so that we can narrow down where he is. And it's been very effective so far. But so these guys had the idea, and I think it's a brilliant one and will help with this manhunt, which is when you go someplace where Thomas Coin is not, you put that coin there so people can know you already looked. That's brilliant. That is just brilliant.
Right.
And
I don't think it's that brilliant, because Thomas Coin could at a later moment walk over there and stand directly over that coin. There's nothing to stop that from happening.
I don't think that'll happen. So anyway, so we're going to give We're going to give for these really terrific show descriptions. Tony Anita Hull will be sending you a Thomas Coin coin. That's COYNECOIN.
Wow. Tony Anita Hull, step on up to the microphone and tell us about these descriptions.
Thanks, y'all. Okay, so the first description is from a Jesse Rhodes. Shock jock radio minus the misogyny, except for Mike Boom Boom Bonifit. He's what you'd expect. It's Jesse Rhodes.
Oh, that's good.
Do we think of ourselves as shock jocks, by the way?
Minus the misogyny? I don't know what you'd have left, but... No, I think what he's saying is that we do say shocking things, and we do have fun yelling at each other and stuff like that. So and we have characters dropping in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Jesse doesn't get a point.
All right.
So moving on.
It's not easy listening, that's for sure. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
Okay, no. Eric Wagner wrote, "It's not going to save democracy, but it'll get your cat high."
Oh, now that's deep.
Right on. That's a reference to the Poundstone pussy pillows, which I think Paula will be pushing later in the broadcast.
Yeah. My cats, by the way, who are stalwarts of democracy. Okay, next.
This is my favorite, not to show bias. It's from Bondi, who is an 11-year-old nobody, who wrote, "The best possible waste of time."
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
That is
That
great.
is
Thank
right
you, Bondi.
on. Bondi.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. and
I hope
what
Bondi is named for Bondi Beach in Australia.
I didn't know there was a Bondi Beach in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Crystal blue waters.
Huh. That's good. It's better than being named Rehoboth, which is a beach.
Rahiba? Oh, yeah.
Rehoboth. Yeah. I think Bondi rolls off the tongue a little bit easier. I have to say that Bondi is very insightful, particularly, and I mean no disrespect by this, but particularly for an 11-year-old. Very, very insightful to have discovered that the show is a waste of time, but, can also be at the top of that heap.
If you're an 11-year-old who's not named Bondi, who's listening to us, and you were just shamed by Paula Poundstone, feel free to write in.
All right, and have you got more, Tony?
I've got one more from Stephanie in Austin. It's a little long, but I like it. A virtual front porch family reunion where eccentric but lovable Aunt Paula welcomes guests and always present Uncle Adam keeps the peas passing in the clockwise direction.
Wow.
Oh,
That
boy.
is nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Stephanie from Austin, I hope, maybe if I ever get to do my job again. I used to have this job where I was on stage in front of, large crowds that gathered. And
there used to be a name for that.
Yeah, it's from Old English now. But I hope that the next time, should I ever get to do that again, Stephanie from Austin, please come up and say hello when I'm in Austin. That is a great description. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Now they're all going to win, Paula, right? But one of these descriptions, are you going to choose one?
Is not one... like the other? Is that what you...
Yes.
Was
one
I
of these
choose
is not
one?
really the same.
No, I think they should each get a coin because they got picked. Right?
Well, plus the other thing is, yes, Tony selected these from a highly competitive group of descriptions. But keep in mind the other thing, if we only send out one coin at him, we're never going to find Thomas Coin. So I think in the interest of the Thomas Coin hunt, we need to, step our game up a little bit here.
By all means, Paula, we're going to need, by my just back of an envelope calculation, several billion of these to cover the land. So yes, by all means, let's send out that first batch of Thomas Coin coins.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You know what? Put that down. Put that down. Oh, one of the ducks is playing my glockenspiel. Oh man, now there's duck spit on my mallet.
Now, Paula, I have to say something about these ducks. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, you had a detective visit your house about the murder of our intern, Doug.
Yes.
And that was a tense moment. It wasn't fun for any of us. And, of course, we all miss Doug a lot. It strikes me that many ducks in your house walking on everything would erase just about every fingerprint on the premises.
Doug was neither murdered in my home nor discovered here.
I'm just saying, webbed feet all over a carpet, shedding DNA and feathers. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't sit really right with me.
This is not the murder. This is not a crime scene here at my house. This is a duck melee. This is not. You're told. You know what? You are totally. You're obscuring what's going on. That's not what's happening.
It isn't? Because it strikes me that nobody knows where your dog Mo was, the pod puppy, the day Doug was murdered.
I don't remember. I think she probably was out back barking at people in the alley. That's what she likes to do.
Well, you think so, but then the next thing you know, she's bringing ducks in the house to stamp all over fingerprints.
Mm-hmm. No, you are totally. This is why you are not a detective. This is not how you go about solving a crime.
You're totally right. You're totally right. I just wanted to bring it up because a lot of our listeners are very concerned because we don't seem to be really getting any closer to an answer to what happened to our intern Doug. And I want to point out that a lot of nobodies have bravely volunteered for that intern position, and I encourage them to keep doing so.
Yeah, that is brave, given that we're not sure what happened to Doug. Now, if this were a Perry Mason episode, Bonnie would say there's only 5 choices as to who the murderer could be.
5?
I don't even think it's usually 5 on Perry Mason.
Well, in this case, on our podcast, it's 5, but there are some dark horses out there. I mean, that Land Romo doesn't say a lot.
You know, towards the end of any good crime series, good crime series, towards the last season, there's an episode where the detective themselves is under suspicion.
Oh, wow, that would be Detective Delano from the LAPD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could have been him. Could have been him.
Look, it could have been anybody, really, right?
Yeah. Well, it could have been anybody, but a copy of your book lay near him, a bloodied copy of your book that happened to fit comfortably into the dent in Doug's head.
Yeah, given, but I don't see why, if it were me, why I would beat him to death with a copy of my own book.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have, because you know what? He used to prepare the snacks. There's no way I'm going to eliminate somebody who prepared the snacks.
That's a good argument. Look. Look, we're no closer, but hey, nobodies, if you have any clues or you want to volunteer to be an intern, feel free to keep writing into us. That's nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com. And, you know, Paula, we've talked about the human desire for acceptance and how devastating it is to our feelings when we're rejected. So I hope our listeners won't reject the Paula Poundstone product line.
Oh, I hope not. That's right. My store doesn't take that much time to check out. It's at paulapoundstone.com. You can get the Poundstone Pussy Pillows, which are a 4x5 pillow full of fresh catnip with a cat joke on one side, and on the other side, I will happily autograph it to your cat. And when you fill out the order form online, and I'm so sorry to have you fill out anything online, but when you fill out the order form, there's a space to put the name of your cat, and I'm going to autograph it for you. And I'm doing cameo videos now, which are sort of video messages that I will send to the friend or relative of your choice. That's at cameo.com/PaulaP33. Cameo.com/PaulaP33.
And I have another one tonight, Paula. The Starburn Sports Sunday simulcast.
What's that?
Now, Paula, you know my friend, the comedian Jeff Cesario.
I love Jeff Cesario.
He's one of the best. And Jeff and I have started doing this thing where on Sunday nights you can watch Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, but you turn down the sound and listen to expert commentary by famous comedian Jeff Cesario and me, Adam Felber, doing the color commentary.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
You tune into ESPN, but you turn the sound down. That's every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then you navigate your phone or computer to the Starburns audio channel on YouTube or Facebook. We'll be right there. You can join me, Jeff, and special guest commentators like the Sklar brothers, or Wait, Don't Tell Me's Alonzo Bowden, or who knows, maybe even Paula Poundstone, some coming up game, to get the audio commentary for the game as you watch it.
That sounds great. I have an idea for a very similar thing where people put on our podcast. Nobody listens to Paula Poundstone, but they turn the volume down and they watch Perry Mason.
Well, that could really improve our ratings.
That could be a lot of fun.
That seems very promising.
Yeah, it's just something to do. Don't do it on Sunday night, though, because on Sunday night, you're listening to the Starburns Sports Simulcast with
the
Adam
Starburns
and
Sports
Jeff
Simulcast
Cesario.
with Jeff Cesario. Yes, and Adam Felber. Absolutely. Now, nobodies, we want to hear from you. If you want to enter our theme song contest or send us one of those descriptions you just heard, or just drop us a line, send it to us at nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com. Once again, nobodylistens-to-Paula-Poundstone@gmail.com.
You can find me and Adam on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're all over the place. And check out our Facebook page at Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone.
That's our show. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is hosted by Paula Poundstone and yours truly, Adam the Felber. Special thanks to our guest, Dr. Mark Leary, and thanks to our house band, Mark DiFlorio. Nobody Mark DiFlorio. Our show is produced by Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, Bonnie Burns, Ken Lazebnik, and Tony Anita Hull. Mixing by Michael Hoagie. Starburns production by Land Romo, not officially a suspect. Thanks to our former intern, Doug, for all that you did. Transcription services for the show provided by Transcribe Me, a premier internationally used transcription service. Use code Paula Poundstone when placing your order at transcribeme.com to receive an expedited service.
That's our show for tonight. Won't somebody please listen to me?
It's like a family dinner, Paula. Our show is like a family dinner.
I love that. No, it's like a front porch family reunion. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, you know what I didn't like about it?
What?
With me passing the peas in the counterclockwise direction or whatever? I'm allergic to green peas.
I don't think that's the point.
Yeah, but it is to me.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Adam?
Yeah.
Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two.
Ouch! Yeah. See how tough you are without your duck friends backing you up, Paula.
You know what, Adam? Soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie.
What are you... Ducks, that's not even funny. That doesn't even make... What's the matter with you, ducks?
No, that's a line from the... They know the lyrics to the Candyman. These are ducks, Adam. These are musical ducks.
Look, I get it. I just question their taste, that's all.
Wrap it in a sigh, Adam. Oof.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.